Looks like he's... Nope, he was just changed to a red mage. Thought he was going to be maybe switching over to a Dan, but no, looks like he's going with a red mage.
Well, the thief is a pretty good Dan, too.
I mean, the best thief is a dead thief.
So do you think thief has a place in round one Swiss flags?
I would say yes and no. I mean, granted, I would just, make him eat more dirt than anything. But they would be good for essentially just running away from encounters that you don't want to, fight with ease.
Oh, there it is, level 1 fade.
So we have a level 1 Fade and a level 1 Cure 4. Fade is in the 4 slot, so that red mage is not going to be able to learn it, but his white mage will.
And looks like Brott is thinking about remaking, and he might go double white mage.
I thought he was going to go do triple white mage there for a second.
You still got to have access to fast temper and warp, so... Papafoiz is going to jump out and fight a group of imps outside of town. Brott's going to look at the save item situation and see that the cabins are just a little too expensive for his taste.
Cheap heal potions, though, but not cheap houses. Cheaper than vanilla, though. That's what matters.
It looks like Brott is going to head straight for Temple of Fiends rather than take a fight for some levels.
Not a bad play with Fade. You'll be able to just one-shot Garland in the face.
Oh, there goes one Fade charge.
We have unrunnable ghouls, and he hits like a truck. But we'll go down to a Fade charge very easily.
He's got a couple of casts of Ice 3 as well as backup in case he runs out of Fades. He's also got a house, so I wonder... The safe play would be to walk out and use that, but houses are worth their weight in gold early on.
But, who wants to do safe plays? Oh, Garland knocking down his fighter before they take him down, so he's going to lose out on some XP early.
It's alright, the fighter never needs levels, right?
We got an early canoe and an early tail. That's a really nice pickup. If they find floater early, that's going to be a very early class change.
Yeah, being able to promote early is going to be an advantage. They don't have any classes that have downsides to promotions in their parties.
Yeah, especially it would definitely be early because he would get his spell charges on his knight very early, which would give him access to Cure 4 very, very quickly.
Not to mention a third source of Fade, you're never going to turn that down.
4 slot, can Knight learn?
I think so. Have to take a look at that.
One of the many people in our chat should be able to help us out there. I think 4th slot is learnable. I think 2nd slot is not.
Yeah, the harm slot I know for sure, but...
We're going to do a little shopping before heading over to Dwarf Cave to look for the bridge. Because it's... Oh, it may not be bridge. They could bring them all the way down to Marsh Cave.
Yeah, so I think in this case, Brott's move to pick up 2 or 3 stacks of cabins is the right move here. You're going to need to save and reset out of a lot of overworld. Yeah, chat's saying that 4th slot is Red Wizard and Knight compatible, so yeah, picking that up on the Knight.
Yeah, Fade would be very nice, especially for clearing out trash in Temple, Fiends Revisited. Oh, we got some Tyra love in the chat. Let's contribute to that.
Just got a load of size on there.
Got a early gold bracelet. That's not bad.
No, that's not too bad to find. Really good armor, and in a pinch, you can sell that for pretty much all of the money that you would need to buy things in Elfland. So runners are in pretty good shape in that regard.
Knights and where red wizards with cure 4 and fade. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, and it looks like Brott's just gonna hightail it over to Elfland, so we'll see what's for sale here.
I mean, it's a good play. I wouldn't even go anywhere in the vicinity of Marsh Cave, because it's Marsh Cave.
So level 3, not looking so good, but
Hey, whoa. We have bracket level 3, though.
you got level 1 fade, though.
Brack strats or bust? Like, come on now.
Well, I mean, sure, if you want to beat Tiamat fast. But now you got Bane and Quadex as well.
Both of those are very good pickups. I would be very disappointed if these runners did not pick this up.
Yeah, Quadex is a spell that you can get a ton of mileage out of, like a surprising amount of. So it's one of my favorite spells to pick up.
And Papafoiz is going to be making his way over to Elfland to be very disappointed with the spells. Picking up an iron armor in the armor shop, making his way over to the end. He's going to save and probably make his way over to Crescent Lake area to check the key item there.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll see if he decides to pick up some river encounters on the way, or if he's just going to save out of these. Like this one would have been a good one to save out of.
If so, what key item are you hoping to see in Crescent Lake, Edge?
Probably the floater.
You want a floater in Crescent Lake? Come on, do we?
No,
really
I mean, if you're asking me as a player, it's definitely the floater. If we're gonna
as a
harass
viewer,
players,
how would you like this seed to play out?
Probably Ruby required, of course, or the crown. The crown would be good too.
I'm hoping for like a baiting crown that leads you to go check the crown chests and find nothing to go back to Ice Cave to find something like the ship.
Yeah, I still think you need to check the pirates first, but it's gonna feel real bad if you have to do Ice Cave early.
Yeah, power. Oh, but Trenton, I disagree because Edge rolled it.
So we've got Fast at level 6. That's going to be inaccessible for Brott for a little while, but he should be able to get it by the end of the game.
We got a bottle from the sages. I wonder what's in that bottle from these old men.
It's some quality moonshine.
Quad X style?
Dude, what else are they doing in the middle of the woods where nobody can see them? They got an illegal still back there.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have handed him the rod. If you catch the drift. Nuke in the ice cave.
So this seems to be tradition here.
We don't speak of those. Those are yeah. Anyway, so we're rolling up on Provoca. Let's see what we got level 2.
So also of note is Heal 3 being in the level 6 white magic shop, so Brott can definitely take advantage of that. Warp and Fire 3 are awesome finds. That will let Brott. Yeah, he'll be able to just take a quick dip into Ice Cave, and especially with Harm 4, he's got plenty to take out things on the first floor.
This seed is just asking to have them farm Pop for a little bit just to get some gold. Harm 4 and level 2 Fade and level 1. Definitely great Ice Cave magic. We got a loot from Bic.
Yeah, so this is looking like Ice Cave is pretty well required. If I was in their shoes, I would try to level until I at least had like 2 work charges. And looks like he's gonna sell that silver gauntlet to, I don't know, maybe pick up another house. Can't afford the mortgage though.
Oh, he's going. I think he's going to sell that iron stack, maybe.
Nah, the bonk stick just doesn't give you that much money. Maybe he's gonna go kill some geists.
He's gonna murder some Rurus instead. Please, Miat, if you're watching, please look away.
Oh, and now they're gonna try to get their revenge.
Pedestrian nightmare seeds are always fun. What are you talking about? Brott got a house in Temple of Fiends. I think he's doing this to get some gold to go buy a second house.
Yeah, and if that means that Brott can either choose to do a pop grind or go into the first floor of ice and kill a couple of enemy groups, then walk out and drop a house to get his work charges back. Yeah, it looks like Papafoiz ran into a pack of groups with Blaze.
Blaze Grips. Ooh.
Yeah, Brott is skipping all of the river encounters. It looks like there's a pretty good run at the beginning of the table.
Alright, so we're gonna get our first look at Ice Cave to see what dangers lurk down here.
Alright, and he's just gonna go for it, and this is a bad ambush.
Ooh, after gaze they have glance. That's never good to see.
Especially on an enemy group that ambushed you as well. So this is going to get him level 7, and I think he is just short of, yeah, like I think his third work charge, which would kind of be ideal, is not going to come fast enough.
As we say hi to the Frost Giants, we also say bye to them as well.
Yeah, the Frost Giants, just with all their HP, not really an efficient group to take out, especially when you have AoE that can wipe out really any group in here.
Mages are pretty tanky. Withstood 150 hit.
Yeah, low rolls the fade, but that's not surprising. The mages have decent magic resist.
Pack of 6 images here.
Good turn order. Meanwhile, Papafoiz is going to go to Matoya's cave and pick up, just, you know, her entire retirement savings. So 12k, pretty good find.
Robbing old women. What does the world come to?
Robbing them blind.
We're re-rolling the seed, everybody. Vanilla Floater, come on now.
Vanilla Floater, and Brock's going to continue. I would be very tempted to just bail out here, but there are quite a lot of chests on the way.
He's not checking the Frost Dragon chests, but he's going to check the armory down at the bottom here.
Yeah, definitely a more efficient check going out of the way, and unless you want to check the Frostwolf chest, there's really no encounters.
Heal Helmet is a very nice pickup.
And he's thinking about it, and Frostbills go first, so...
So far, we don't see anything terrifying from them, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, so this is going to pay off for him, but that could have gone very bad very quickly.
The dreams of having Nuke on the first slot of an ambush Frost Ruru. Dream has been crushed.
Well, all for a soft potion. But whenever you leave that, that's going to be a ribbon, so that's just the way randomizers work.
So first encounter on Pop, didn't look like it was a good encounter, so he reset out of it. Meanwhile, Brott's over here just jumping through Ice Cave like it's nothing. Looks nothing.
And no!
No! What did he ever do to you?
Oh, maybe he's got Nuke.
He has poison teeth.
Alright, well, that's a lot of experience. It does come at a cost, though. You can see his soul withering as we speak.
I wonder if Brott's gonna check the eye.
I mean, he's got a couple of warp charges, or he has a warp charge, so as long as he saves that, it should be fine to just dump these charges. I would definitely save one fade on each mage for the walkout, though. Because there's nothing like running into a giant pile of monsters and regretting burning all of your spell charges.
Like an encounter like that, you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
The regret.
Every time. And I mean, if you have the fate charges in your inventory, this encounter never shows up. It's just the way it always works.
Easy every time, right?
Man, just gotta run. White mages not tripping over the ropes like they usually do.
So Brott makes it out of Ice Cave with his floater in hand. Don't understand how that thing is still sitting in a canoe. It's gotta be a heavy thing. But he's gonna go make his way over there to get his airship. Gonna do some checks. Check all the free chests. Probably will check Sarda. Zardia Islands, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's nice to have the tail because you can route promotion in with those chest checks as well. And I mean, really, why do they even need an airship? They could just canoe through the air at this point.
Canoeing through the air. If it was that simple.
Well, I mean, it all depends on the humidity, right?
Yeah. I mean, why not just throw the bottle on the ground and just use the ferry to fly?
Alternate uses for progression items.
Or better yet, why not just break the bottle over your Black Mage's head and Dan him, and then use his body to fly? He's got a big robe, he could float.
Well, I mean, that's what you have the thief for on Papafoiz's side, so this is all part of his plan.
Yeah, I guess. But dead weight doesn't fly too well.
Oh, we have the meme sword. We're good. It's go mode.
If he doesn't throw it on the ground, I'm upset.
He's not going to throw it on the ground until he finds something better.
I would use a small dagger over the vorpal.
You would do that just to make Zar mad. There we go,
See-
Coral Sword. Probably
see-
better in Sea Shrine.
See, perfect. The coral sword. Yeah, oh, he doesn't keep the coral sword. That's upsetting.
All in on Vorpal, and well, at least he saves his 2 warp charges, so he can do this and then drop the house.
So level 10 promotion is very nice to see. They'll get their first night charge at level 15.
Yeah, the nice thing about this is he's not going to miss out on any spell charges. If you decide to promote late, it can just on the luck of the encounters, you could end up missing out on some spell charges because of that.
Vorpal is great if you need something to like cut butter and put it on a potato. It's essentially the same thing.
Well, so far, other than the promotion, this has been kind of disappointing rewards for the Cardi Islands here. He's probably going to save this just because of the money.
I mean, what else is there to do than to rob a bunch of dragons, right?
Yeah, so with Brockster definitely has enough warp charges. If he decides to stop in Gaia, stop at the inn, and then head over to Ordeals, might not be a bad play. He's certainly geared up for it with Fire 3 and Harm 4. Well, that's certainly nice to find as well. Pro rings for dirt cheap. And Papafoiz, meanwhile, is headed over to the Ice Cave, and he's gonna take his turn at clearing out this group and going after the floater. And we'll see if he decides to make up any time by just warping out of the Ice Cave rather than continuing to do anything here.
With the way this seed is going, they may only get 1 charge of Invis too, so it may not even be worth it at that point. So looking at it, we are slab, rod, crown, and cube away. Or do we found the cube?
Well, as far as the incentive areas that we have to go, we still need Waterfall.
Okay. Yeah, we have Waterfall and Ordeals left. Okay, cube is at Sardu. I think we were too busy talking about the abuse of Tyros and stuff like that. That'd be my fault. Ordeals, you say? This is the files level play here.
Alright, and here we go. The most repetitive music area of the game.
You only ever get to hear like 3 seconds of it.
Oh god, all the way back to start.
This theme only has 1 note.
Bah. Now, this is the advantage of having warp. When this happens, it doesn't feel so bad.
Choosing to take the solo Zombo fight. I didn't see if it was unrunnable. I don't think it was.
Also of note is the fact that Brott's still swinging the bonk stick, even though he has the Vorpal, so he must agree with you on the trash value of that sword.
My opinion, why not just throw it on the floor? It looks better.
It's because he's gonna sell it to Czar after the game.
Probably wouldn't even be worth like one. Oh, he remembered.
Oh no. Yeah, he
Probably
looked.
wouldn't even be worth like 1 Bitcoin. Opal armor in Ordeal's treasury. That's a great find for his mages.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, and even if it might not even be a bad choice for the fighter if he doesn't find anything better than the iron armor. Although I'm sure if he gets to that point, he'll pick up the steel armor.
And we got a crown.
Alright, so a bunch of extra free chests if Brott decides to play it safe and dig for a ribbon before going any further. And that zombie dragon is beefing up his absorb, and it works! It works! He didn't die.
Help, help, they're hitting me with spells. Let me use an armor stacking ability. AI.
Always goes off right, but those are some low-rolled fades too. This is not working so well.
Fog 2 strats from the zombie D seems to be paying off.
It is actually, with the fighter the only one that can do some appreciable damage, and Brott decides, nah, this isn't worth it. Might have better luck trying to find Sarias outside.
So Papafoiz is picking up his Pandora's box from Sarda. Gotta question what's inside that thing.
It's another box. Just smaller and smaller sliding puzzles.
You open up the final box, it's just a single Cheeto.
It's a Dorito.
So we're still nope, we found the rod. I was gonna say we're still looking for the key item in the shop, but spoke too late.
Yeah, so nice job by Brott to hit that on the way to the waterfall, and he should be able to very efficiently clear everything else out.
So the only key item we're gonna see in water is gonna be the slab, which will put him in essentially in go mode. But the question is do you want to go mode dungeons or do you want to search for ribbons? Or maybe, you know, a weapon that's actually worth something. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to dive into TOFR handicapped with a meme sword.
I mean, you can definitely finish things out. You've got fast at 6, right? Have we seen Temper yet?
We have not. We also haven't had a look at Melmond.
Yeah, good chance that it lands there. But also just as good of a chance that it lands at level 8 and everyone is sad. So, yeah, let's hope we find the Power Gauntlet.
I, on the other hand, am hoping for a no white shirt, no power bonk, no ribbon seed, all in Temple of Fiends Revisited, but that's just me.
Oh, what a fantastic group for Brott to pick up. It's one Wiz Mummy away from being the ideal group. And this is probably another level. If not, puts them real close.
So that puts Brott in a pseudo go mode as far as key items go. Um, he's going to be very selective at what chests he decides to check.
Now 3 AoEs, so durable mud golem there, and there's level 14. So level 14 going into, and he's gonna take another one of these fights. That's kind of interesting. Not warping out yet. Maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable with the levels he currently has. Papafoiz is headed to ordeals right now, and as we know, nothing too scary there.
Low HP whiz mummies, though. That's not a bad thing to see. So, Brott's gonna probably make his way down to do the crown quest, I'm thinking, or maybe just start his dungeon diving, or turn in the slab.
Yeah,
but at least we'll get. Oh, well, at least we'll get a Melman check to see what we have here.
Yeah, so at White Magic we have exit, and he buys it in the first slot. Uh-oh.
Oh, might be seeing an exit boss.
Oh no. On 2 mages. Alright, what's in the black magic shop? Air's Temper. Alright.
Hey!
Only problem is it'll be a little tricky with Fast being at level 6. He won't have, you know, a ton of charges, so he's not able to do that on every Temple of Fiends boss. But most liches aren't too scary. Most of them.
He decided to go to the right-hand side to check the damage building and pay his respects before heading over to the armor shop to make some purchases.
Yeah, of note, the flame armor is there, so the steel armor not as required. But no life spell yet.
Papafoiz is making his adventure through the castle ordeals. He's about to pick up his opal bracelet. In a world we'll never know why a bracelet provides more armor than an actual suit of armor for people.
Maybe it's just a really big bracelet. It's like you're walking around with just basically a barrel.
It's like, it's an opal bracelet. It's bigger than you. It's an opal bracelet. It's made of diamonds.
It's a bracelet for ogres. And Brott's gonna stop to pick up Fade and Kier on the night, so he doesn't have to do that on a subsequent trip. So
Not a bad play.
Yeah, as soon as he gets out of whatever dungeon he does next, he's probably gonna have the experience for casting it. Harm 4 on the night as well, so he's just getting totally stocked up on the night here. And Papafoiz tries to pitch a tent inside, and no, you're not allowed to do that. There's apparently a very large tent.
You get the echoing remnants of Professor Oak telling you can't do that in here.
And, well, you get soft on the night. Yeah. Let's see what level 4's got. Fog 2. So that might be the Invis 2 stand-in for this scene.
choosing not to buy Bane and Quadex. I'm
skipping out on Quadex. I don't know how I feel about that.
I might have to question that one.
And not enough cash for heal 3, so he's just gonna bail.
Maybe he should sell that Vorpal Blade. He could buy heal 3.
You can't sell it unless you find something better.
At this point, his fists are better.
Nobody bringing a black belt.
And Brott's choosing to go mode Volcano. I guess he feels comfortable with his equipment. I'm not sure. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, that's him.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's enough gear that you can get still to make things, make a trip to those armory valuable. But maybe he wants to get that on the trip back.
That's what I'm thinking. He may light the orb and then go back to the armory. But
yeah, because he is going to pick up some of the very easily accessible chests here. And, well, time to use some of those Tier 4s, or not. So, Papafoiz is going to take this 3 Cerebus fight in the desert, or at least is going to try to. That fight is surprisingly good on experience for how quickly you can clear that. And I think with 14 charges of Tier 4, throwing out, using at least 8 of them as you go through this lava maze, I think is the right move. It saves you on potions, and it saves you from buying them again.
So we have gray worms being unrunnable. That's just terrible, because they're not even worth good XP. It's just a big, gigantic waste of time.
And he's guarding some professional equipment there, 1 cape and 1 ring. Papafoiz is taking his dip into the waterfall right now, and nothing really terrifying in there yet either. And he's gonna go, Brott's gonna go for the upper right. This is something that I see people skip a lot.
So, with him checking these chests, I'm definitely thinking he's gonna check the armory after he's finished this dungeon, and if there's nothing in it, he's just gonna reset.
Might not be a bad idea overall. He certainly has enough in the way of equipment to take out Carrie. The only concern is, whether or not Carrie has some strong elemental spells early in the skill list.
Yeah.
But even then, should be able to do this fight, and if he finds Mazmune or a couple of ribbons on the way down, then he doesn't have to check the armory at all. So, kind of nice routing overall. But it looks like he's going to take a couple of extra levels here, too.
I think this is the longest time I've ever seen the crystal ball on the tracker actually stay.
I mean, there have certainly been some crazy seeds where you had to do Crown Chain early. But for an early floater seed, yeah, I agree with you. But we're about to see one get lit up real soon. Red Giants living up to their name, but not much is going to live against 382 points of damage.
Unless that damage is coming from the Red Giants themselves.
Oof. Alright, first boss fight. Hello, Carrie.
You ever been punched into a pile of dust, sir? Oh,
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
so Carrie is blazed.
Yeah, and round 2.
At least she hits like a noodle, though.
Yeah, this should be enough time for him to take this fight.
Papafoiz making his way into the Sea Shrine. He's gonna go to Mermaid Village first. It's definitely a great place to go, especially because of the EXP you can get from this dungeon. All of the encounters in this dungeon are great experience. Unless it's the, Arsahag Wisahag fight, then that's just a bad time.
Still unrunnable, but not much you can do. Brott finding heal potions in the first slot at Crescent Lake, so nice efficient time to pick all of those up, and I think he's going to get heal 3 now that he has the money for it. And he did not go back into the armory, so looks like it's not worth his time. I guess if he does the rest of the dungeons, he can always come back for that pretty quickly, so we'll see if he elects to make another visit there. In the meantime, Tyro Town.
So we have ghosts with cremate. That's a kind of ironic, don't you think?
That's usually in RPGs. If the enemy uses it, you don't use it against them. But no, just throw as much fire in their face as you can.
Brott's gonna pick up his chime. Gonna use exit, not even gonna check the level 8 spells. See if you can just sit there and cry while Nuke is there.
So, the way Brott is routing right now, it seems like the mermaids would not be a place that he would visit. So, we'll see if Papafoiz gets any sort of advantage. Right now, all he's getting is a bunch of free real estate.
So far, Mermaid Village is just not paying off at all. He found a large knife. I would equip that over the Vorpal.
First floor Mirage isn't paying off much better either, although the Mage Staff is a pretty useful pickup.
We got to see the legendary door glitch on Papafoiz's side. An ice sword. Now that's not a bad pickup. That's an even better pickup.
Yeah, that is an even better pickup, and I'm curious to see if Brott will try to finish this dungeon out, or if he's just going to leave and get his upgraded weapon.
Efficiently, I would probably finish out the dungeon. Just so you don't have to make a second trip up here.
Yeah, I think Vorpal with Tempers is good enough, but probably feels better.
Yo, shoutouts to the immediately obsoleted Ice Sword. Yeah, I agree, Etap.
Question in chat, does he have Brack? Yeah, he's got 5 casts of it, so getting through Tiamat shouldn't be too much of an issue. This is a really nice fight to take, though.
Not only does he have Warp, he also has Exit.
So, back to back, are in sync, really good fights to take. As you were saying, the enemy's loaded with experience in C, and this is one of the best encounters that you can get, the Gershark Big Eye. Okay, that group meanwhile has Lit 2 and Sleep Touch, so and the vampires like ambushing people. So this is this is an exceptionally rude Mirage Tower.
That
Now
Arm
with-
4 on a night paying off big time.
Yeah, now with no life charges, do you keep going?
I would say just to check the chests, this armory here. But after that, I would definitely use that exit charge and scram.
Alright, takes out the Chimera.
Picks up a Thor hammer, which is really nice.
Yeah, and I think he's got to run away from this. Good hero run, because those guys hit real hard.
Perfect, he found the ruby.
Alright, nailed it. So Mage Staff and Thorhammer are kind of the big takeaways here, and unfortunately, kind of nice to have, but not really required. And Brott's going to have to go to, unfortunately, the clinic that is so far away. Papafoiz electing to check the chest that is behind the tile, and unfortunately just gold. So a lot of the really nice to have items, and in the case of the ribbon, I would say critical to have, just have not shown up yet. Makes me think that a check of the crown chests before proceeding might be in order.
Yeah, definitely seems like the play. Unless they're all stashed away in the marsh cave.
Yeah, the other benefit to doing the crown chest in order or early, at least the Astos fight is significant as far as the experience that you get. The earlier you can do that fight, the better off you are, because he does give decent experience if you're like within like the 8 to 10 range. Question in chat, did Brott not go back to the armory? He did not.
He chose not to check the armory.
And on Papafoi's side, we have the first shot at Kraken, so take that, Vorpal, 2 hits for 15, and ow.
We have A-lit strats there.
So grand total of about not very much damage going down. So Kraken has a spell list, leads off with Dark. See if the fighter can get some more crits. Yeah, there's 2 for 139. Brott running into 3 green Medusas, and this is a pretty good Mage Staff turn.
Green Medusas with flash. I don't know how I feel about being flashed by a Medusa. Just seems kind of.
You're not going to look in the first place.
We got a defense sword pick up on Brott's screen.
Alright, so defense sword, one of the really nice to find items for fighter-based parties, and if he can find the power gauntlet as well, he is in really good shape.
Question in chat. Wait, can Quad X work on Kraken and Vanilla? Yes. Anything that is not undead and has less than 300 current HP will get erased by Quad X.
Yeah, I think the only big notable exception is Chaos. It does work on it works on Temple of Fiends Revisited bosses too, so really nice to have that spell in your back pocket, especially when you're out of nukes and you think you're pretty close to killing the boss.
So Papafoiz lights his water orb, and he's gonna leave head south. Looks like he's gonna go do his slab turn in and Melman check.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see if he decides to go into Earth at this point. It would be pretty clean routing along the way.
Alright, we got the bridge, y'all. Perfect.
Alright. Got a black shirt for Brott as well, and he's gonna immediately throw that on the black mage because of the added time resistance.
Would you say that he found the Bridge of Destiny in the box?
He's about to find it. Ooh, Brackstrat's on the eye. Hey, save some of that for the boss. He gets another eye encounter, so you're gonna eye grind whether you like it or not, sure.
Are we grinding trap tiles here or no? What's going on?
And this is a fight that always feels bad when it's unrunnable.
How many war mechs would you guys like to see today?
Oops, all war mechs.
I believe a picture's in order for that one.
Yeah, I think I still have that template saved. I'll see if I can pick something up.
I still have. Oh, we got a ribbon! First ribbon, 51 minutes into the game.
So this routing by Brott paying off, and he's found one. He might as well keep digging.
Choosing not to take that Manticore encounter, though, that's questionable, because that Manticore encounter is worth a lot.
I wonder if he feels like he's kind of running low on resources. He is down to 3 and 4 fade charges on the white mages. And we have a Masmian pickup on the side of Papafoiz in the Elfland treasury, so if Brott decides to go for a little bit more greed after the crown chest, he's going to get rewarded for it handsomely.
Elves hiding a very ancient and powerful katana.
Question in chat, what is required for go mode? So canoe and floater are the big ones, transport-wise, but you're also looking for the cube, the chime, the bottle, which leads to Oxiel, the crown, which leads to the Mystic Key, and the loot. And equipment-wise, you're also looking for an endgame sword and probably a ribbon as well. And yeah, let's not forget about the 4 fiend orbs too. Ooh, wow! So down to only 2 party members after the slime fight. Brott getting absolutely wrecked here. So, unfortunately, not being able to... Oh, another glare. Yeah, things are getting real scary here. Yeah, it looks like it was the, not the slime fight, but the fight with the air elementals. And Papafoiz finds a ribbon, so there's one in Elf as well. So, he's definitely digging out some really useful items. And looks like Brott is going to go with some defense strats here. He's probably in this fight for the long haul, and it's probably a good thing that he has the Vorpal equipped for this particular fight. If he can't buff the damage output of the Knight, then at least the critical hits will allow him to get some damage through the absorb. but this is going to take a while. And yeah, Papafoiz is just going to head straight over to Earth Cave. Not a bad play. It definitely has the resources to get through this. No problem. And the mage is out of charges, and right now out of life too. So this is hold A and win against the boss. And getting into an RNG loop where you only do 3 damage, not really what you're looking for. But 3 hits for 100, that'll do it. Second orb lit for Brott. And Papafoiz finds the dragon armor, so he is, with the chest that he's electing to dig out, finding some pretty valuable gear. But I think with the defense sword in hand, Brott's got a little bit of an advantage here. He's definitely hoping to find the power gauntlet, though, because it would feel pretty bad to just plink away at the boss with the Vorpal. Certainly can be done, but if the rest of the party dies, it feels pretty bad. Life 2 at level 7, so with 2 white mages, he should have at least 2 casts of it. So, a little bit of a safety buffer for Temple of Fiends Revisited, but still a tightrope walk. And Papafoiz is going to pass that flame armor down to the ninja, so good gear overall on his characters, and he's probably just going to skip this Naga fight. Looks like level-wise, he's pretty much done unless it's a premium encounter like this one. Alright, deeper into the Earth Cave goes Papafoiz, and we'll see if he decides to pop up to that top treasure room, or if he decides he's got enough for today. Got a wooden shield, a heal potion, and yeah, Papafoiz is not going to check that upper right chest room. He is going to check this one, however, so kind of an interesting decision to skip checking 3 chests for the one that may have cost him a little more in steps, but it's 3 chests. And in the free greed chests here, nothing to write home about. So this is kind of the last effective area that you can get some experience for Brott. He's not going back to Sky, and other than finding a place to grind, these mobs are as good as it's going to get. So we'll see what he feels is the most effective way to get experience. Because it certainly looks like he's still chasing a little bit in the way of levels. Not gonna take this seafood mix fight. Guarded by the Earth Elemental, we have 6k in gold on Papafoiz's side, and everyone say goodbye to the vampire. We're gonna miss him. Wow, 2 hits with the meme sword, and we see he's guarding the white shirt. So maybe he should have waved that around before the fight started. He might still be alive today. So Invis 2 on a stick, you're never going to turn that down, and he equips that to the white mage. I think I would have held on to the gold bracelet in that situation, just to have the opportunity for another party member, maybe the ninja, to cast Invis 2 instead. And Brott makes it to the Kraken fight. And looks like there won't be any Bracken on Kraken today. He's just going to go right for the fast. Kraken throwing out Dark, so really good first turn, allows him to get set up. And it looks like Brott hedged his bets a little bit and threw out a level 1 Fade before the fast charge hit. Pretty good as far as turn order goes. If that fast comes late, then he's still doing some good damage. Alright, second temper, and should be a significant boost to Brott's damage output here. But we're not going to see it, because Fade Charge is going to do it. So level 21 on the Knight. And level 20 on the mages, I believe, with only Earth left to... I believe only Earth left for Brott. And it's not very likely that Brott's going to pick up another level here. But Brott does have... the crystal, so he can turn that in for the herb right here. And made it an awful long time without checking these chests here. So Papafoiz has both the Mazmune and the Katana, so that Vorpal will pretty much never see any use. And time for a Volcano Dive. And if Papafoiz checks out the armory, we'll get to see, and it looks like he will. Get to take a look and see if, gear-wise, there was anything good here. Brott is going to be rewarded handsomely for dipping into these chests here. And he gets his Mazmune. Just throwing it into the volcano. Get out of here, meme sword. Not even good enough for the red wizard to swing. Just get out of here. So, Volcano for Papafoiz, Earth for Brott, and these last dungeons are going to get finished pretty quickly. Unless Brott keeps running into images that are living up to their name and just casting slow. Got a group of Paralisks here. Probably not worth fighting at the point that Papafoiz is at. But all of these ambushes, not so great for Brott. And that is stacking up quite a bit of time. Papafoiz is going to skip the Zeus Gauntlet, but he is going to take a fight against the Agama. And we'll see if he gets a couple more levels off of that. And it seems appropriate that the Agama was guarding the Dragon Sword, but not guarding it really effectively since you could just walk around to the side and pick it up. And I say I'm Millennial, just subscribed with Twitch Prime, so thank you very much for the sub. Thank you for supporting Speed Gaming. Greatly appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes, friend. And Papafoiz is doing a track meet on the lava here, so looks like he's setting up a solo grind. And this is kind of an interesting move. Maybe he feels like with the spell selection available to him, having a knight that is of a higher level will pay off. But he is at this point about 3 levels behind Brott, 3 or 4. So a grind might be in order for him to catch up, but kind of doesn't feel great to do that before going into Sky with all of the experience-rich encounters you have there. Still, if his goal is to maybe get 24 on the night, just to get that extra Masmian swing, this might be worth it. But it's definitely gonna take a wipe in Temple of Fiends from Brott at this point for Papafoiz to catch up, and this Agama grind is just really only going to add to his lead. So Brott showing no respect to Lich and just going out with the Fade shotguns. And we have Brottster with his 4th orb lit. And Papafoiz is going to go from Agama facts to Red Dragon facts.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. So, did we get any Wormex?
No Wormex. Papafoiz has yet to go through Sky, but he is solo grinding this fighter, and we'll see how far he takes it. My guess might be taking it to 24 for the extra hit. With the magic pool available and fast and temper kind of in a little bit limited supply for him, this might be the right move. But Brott definitely is opening up a big lead right now.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. I guess I get the grind, but I would say I would have just probably done the TOF grind.
So Brott is going to pick up the X-Cal as well. And
why would he not throw it on the floor? We'll have to ask him that.
It has sentimental value. And so Papafoiz hits 23 right now. Brott dips the crown chest for another ribbon. And at this point, with 2 ribbons, probably feels pretty safe.
Yeah, with 2 ribbons, I would definitely,
So the pickup of X-Cal, with Masmian in hand and only 1 fighter, it really is only going to pay off if.
Wait. Is
he doing it?
He's feeding the Titan. Oh,
good guy, Brott.
All right, can we just hurry up and just put a winner on Brott's side already? Cause that's a winner of my seeds right here.
Good guy, Brott, helping out the Titan. You seem like he was a little blue, so here's a ruby to cheer you up.
What a hero.
And with the last house in his inventory, he's gonna go back to Canary because he's 20 more heal potions. But everything lines up pretty good, so dropping off that ruby. Maybe it wasn't altruistic. Maybe he just wanted to line up those heal potions. Yeah, high spirits, the connoisseur of puns. Thank you for getting that.
So we have our first entry into Temple of Fiends at the 1 hour, let's say 10-minute mark. 5 seconds isn't going to make a difference. And we have Papafoiz heading over to Lefane to go get his chime so he can enter the Mirage Tower.
Yeah, so Papafoiz at this point, level-wise, having that 24 Knight is it's a pretty big jump in damage output. Only thing is that a necessary jump? And Brott being in Temple of Fiends already seems to indicate that not really necessary. Will we get a look at the validation chests? Stay tuned.
No, we will not.
He's worried about picking up a tent to mess up the order there. But what if it's the Power Gauntlet?
My guess is the Power Gauntlet is in Marsh Cave. The rest of the game is in Marsh Cave. Everything's in Marsh Cave.
So Papafoiz is still electing to dig some chests, and he will find his adamant as well. And the big pickup here would be the defense sword.
Which was on Sky 1, I believe?
I think it was either 1 or 3, but
I think it was Sky 1 left Armory.
He's gonna reset out instead of keeping the mage staff.
So I'm guessing we never found a life spell, and they're probably locked behind 7 and 8. ETAP everything is in Marsh Cave. Except for Marsh Cave. Marsh Cave's not in there.
What are we playing? Floor Shuffle now? Got a Marsh Cave inside of a Marsh Cave?
Live 2 is found at level 7? Okay. Did either one of our players pick it up, though?
Yeah, Brottster picked it up on both of the white mages, but I don't know how many charges are available. And hey, those Harm 4 casts coming in handy here.
Recursive Marsh Caves. Yes.
Question in chat, is Vorpal bad because of the crit bug? The crit bug has actually been fixed, and the Vorpal has a very, very high crit rate in comparison to the other items. The reason why it's not looked on favorably is because how low the base damage is on the weapon. I think it's, what, 25?
24 or 25, I believe.
Yeah. So even with the high crit rate, it's still not going to do a lot of damage. You really need to buff it to get the most mileage out of it, but normally you would get more mileage out of buffing other weapons instead. It really only the Vorpal really only shines against bosses that have a tremendously high amount of absorb.
Meridian, send me a PM on Discord. I'd like to know. I'm assuming it's like the Masmune vanilla chest. Brott is making quick work of this Temple of Fiends.
Well, Papafoiz runs into the unrunnable Mancats, and 2 fiends down for Brott already, so unless there shows up a really, really nasty spell list fiend, this is looking like this one's in the books for Brott. Yeah, it's kind of like Masmune versus Vorpal. I think it's around it's over, I think, 120 absorb on the enemy is the break-even point. And Chaos at vanilla has 100 absorb, so with this particular flag set, the Masmune is probably better. If you're playing 300 or 400 or 500% enemy stats, then you probably should bring a black belt instead.
Edge, I just received word on where the power bunk is.
Oh, can you share that with me on Discord?
I sure can.
That's incredible.
Oh.
Alright, so Brott is just gunning down Tiamat at this point. Plenty of fade charges to go, and Papafoiz is going to pick up ribbon number 2 here. Oh, Zap comes out.
Leaves one of the white mages alive, so...
That's the important part, but he's got to close this fight out quick, because if he punches out the other one, yikes. And speaking of yikes, that's what Inferno does to somebody that doesn't have fire resistance.
You would think a mage who, he doesn't have life too.
Uh-oh.
You would think a mage that has trained themselves in years and years of fire magic, you would think that they would learn how to dodge it.
So, as things stand right now,
he needs to move that white shirt up to the white wizard and pray for, the blessings of the white shirt.
So, no fast and no temper available. This is going to make things real interesting if Chaos has rolled very high absorb. But,
he chose not to move that, he's going for the fog strats, okay.
Yeah, defense and fog, and we'll see if this pays off. Lit 3 coming down the pipe, not too scary.
So, Chaos not too strong. Only one fog charge up, and it only hit his white wizard for 140.
Yeah, not a crit though, so he's gonna throw a heal 3 out. Yeah, well, there's
nope.
Rip.
He's definitely not gonna be throwing a heal 3 out, and we have a high absorb Chaos here.
So this is whole day to win, and Brott might be looking for an RNG loop at this point. Not like that though. Alright, so the third ruse stack is gonna get the job done here. But he is well within nuke and nuclear range, so a little scary right now.
Yeah, definitely a bit scary, especially with a high absorb like this. He's getting some real...
Wow, the turn order too.
Oh!
1 health.
Gee.
Holy cow.
The clutch.
That's why you get Cure 4 on the night. But that's why you might want to cast it again.
Easy every time. Papafoiz is lighting his 4th orb, and he's going to make his way over the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
Chaos rolls 1 more point in an attack, and this is a wipe. So
he's getting some pretty nice crits though. 260, yeah. 164.
So no Cure 4 in sight, which is the really scary part. So this is looking doable for Brott here.
It looks like he's circled his spell list already.
Yeah, now he's showing skills. That was the first sign of damage poison.
Hold A to win, everybody. Oh, a swirly.
Yeah, that's not so good, and you're going to want to heal up after that. So, Cure 4 on the Knight, really the most valuable player here.
We have a clutch finish from Brott with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 25 seconds.
And this was 1 health away from being nearly a tied race here. Papafoiz entering Temple of Fiends with his level 24 knight at 119. So, by the slimmest of margins, exactly how you drew it up.
Should we let chat know where the power bunk is? And let Broadster know where the power bunk is?
Well, let's see if Papafoiz goes for it.
Hey, welcome Brott. GG. Nice clutch finish on Chaos with that 1 HP. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw the power bunk.
There it is.
Hello.
Hey, Brott. GG,
Hey,
man.
bro. GG.
Thanks.
It was 1 HP there, exactly how you drew it up, right?
Yep, that was the plan. It's because I fed the Titan. Good luck.
he was praying to the karma gods because he fed Titan.
Yeah, good guy, Brott.
Chaos knew it. He hit the sturdy passive on his knight, leaving him with 1 HP so he can cure 4.
It was kind of interesting, especially I'm pretty sure the white wizard that died had a charge of life too. But I didn't have the ribbon on that one because I was just trying to play as fast as possible.
But yeah, Cure 4 on the night. Really, I think the big takeaway from this round, I think for the newer players, is just how versatile, getting spells on the night is. Because you used 3 charges of that during the Chaos fight, and really going back for those was a pretty big factor in your win.
We have a question in chat from Lynn the Cat for Brott. I'm assuming it's supposed to say, why didn't you check the validation chests? But why did you search the validation chests?
Oh, I didn't? I didn't because the last time I did, I ended up getting like a tent or something that pushed my heal potions out of the quick spot, and then I proceeded to lose the match by 5 seconds, so that's why.
Would you like to know what was in those validation chests?
Yes, I would.
Papafoiz picked up the power bunk.
Really?
Yes,
Yep.
Power bunk was in the left chest of validation.
See, because I didn't have a good piece of armor for the night, it could have been tempting to do it, but I don't know. It seems like I always pick wrong with those validation chests.
Yeah, it's just randomizer being randomizer for you.
For sure.
Randomizer or plandomizer?
So, was Papa... He must be pretty close to me then?
You were actually a good bit ahead of him. He decided to do a pop grind, which cost him a little bit of time, because by the time you were grabbing your floater and leaving, he was level 12 as well and just heading to Ice Cave, and you were leaving at level 11.
Oh, yeah.
And then he also did a small Agama solo grind on his knight to 24 with a red dragon grind as well. But overall, your routing this seed was actually very, very good. Like, the choice to go from Volcano up to Sky Castle was a very, very good choice to do.
Well, I knew because of the way I was routing, I didn't really grind at all aside from I think like 4 Agama fights, just because they were fairly easy. But I knew I wanted to go to the places with the high XP, except C tends to be obviously the more difficult of the two between Sky and C. So just trying to get my levels up as fast as possible, and having Harm 4 at level 2 makes vampires very appealing.
Well, down goes the white mage and the red mage for Papafoiz, so he is down to his ninja and his knight at this point. So, as soon as you saw Fade level 1, no hesitation in re-rolling for another white mage?
No, none whatsoever. You lose, like, you're 40 seconds behind if you do it, and you just get that, you just get so much more, like, wave clear, and then even later on, like, the whole game, like 7, 8 charges with it, you know, you can just waste charges going out to fight different bosses, and it's just so valuable.
Tiamat 2 is not playing nice over here with Papafoiz's party.
Yeah, uncorks the tornado here. So, time for the solo knight strats. But hey, he's got 91 heal potions.
This one's going to be a little bit more difficult for him because he does not have the defense sword that Brott had. And Chaos did hit pretty hard.
I feel I got pretty lucky with checking the dwarf cave. I wasn't going to. So I was planning on checking all the Mystic Key chests except the one with Garland. But when I found the Masked Moon, I was like, okay, I don't really need to. But as I was playing, I was still in the back of my head was thinking about how I didn't have like dragon armor or anything for my knight, so I ended up going back and checking, and good thing I did. There was another ribbon, a second ribbon, right?
Yeah. So still grinding out this chaos fight.
With that power monk, though, he's getting big hits.
Chaos had a ton of hit points. I guess I wasn't hitting that hard, but it seemed like he had a ton.
It was definitely a little bit. I think it was a little bit over the 2,000 mark.
Yeah.
So more than his.
Definitely wasn't doing these 700 hits like Papa is right now.
And
doing like
Papafoiz,
like 160.
Papafoiz finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 59 seconds. GG to Papafoiz. Great race between the two.
Yeah, pretty close. It looked like the difference, though, the decision to grind the Agamas and the decision to grind Pop, that's usually a good chunk of the time difference there. So yeah, that and a ton of wave clear and lots of Cure 4 to go around. Seems like a lot of time that you can save just with that double white mage formation. So looks like the party change paid off.
GG, sir. Nice job on that finish. What's your thoughts on the seed?
Looks like we're just gonna wait for Discord to catch up. Papafoiz, let us know when you're ready.
I'm here.
Okay. GG to you. What were your thoughts on the seed?
That was fun. Pretty straightforward and fast.
Yeah, good game, man.
And how can you be mad when you run the 6th fastest time in the tournament and lose to the dude that's run the 4th fastest time? Like 126 is, or whatever I ran, 127 is the 2nd fastest time I've run in these seeds, so.
No, yeah, you're right. It was everything was pretty quick. The Fade level 1 really helped, and everything was pretty straightforward, so that's always nice.
So, go ahead.
I was going to say, my guess would be I lost all that time checking all those extra chests.
So, Brott, I believe you skipped the volcano armory, right?
I believe I did. Yes, I was. I was planning on going back, and then I don't know why I didn't go back. To be honest, probably forgot. I don't know.
You didn't miss anything.
No, just
Yes.
I checked bottom of volcano, and the gray worm was unrunnable, so that was annoying. Not a bad fight or anything, just I never want to fight that thing. Slow.
Floor 1 of the Earth Cave was the real MVP in that seed. It had the dragon armor, the flame shield, and another really big item that came out big for me, but
Well, I was told I didn't check the validation chests, and then I was told it was in them. So
oh yeah. I was like, oh thanks, this is I don't know, when you're running that flag and you get into Topher at 120, there's I don't know how anybody could cosmically feel like, oh, I'm really far behind. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So, your decision to do the Agama grind to 24, was that just is that something that you had planned all along, or just you had Volcano left and figured that was a pretty good idea on the fly?
I was super low level when I got to the volcano. I think I was only 16, and there was no way I wasn't checking any more chests going through Sky Cave, so I needed to do something. So I took the 5 minutes to do the grind on the Agamas and the Red Dragons because we had the Mass Fiend, so it was super quick.
I didn't get the Mass Moon until later on. I was fighting everything with the Vorpal.
I threw that shit into the volcano.
Yeah, just hurling it into the trash.
He was hoping to resurrect
I
Ortega.
had the katana, so I didn't need it. And the red mage was just there to die in the end because we had no life spell. So, we had life 2, but it was at 7, and there's no way I was getting to 20 to get in one charge for the white mage.
So I had 2 white mages. I remade my party. One of my white wizards was 1 level higher than the other, who had the life 2 charge, and I didn't equip the second ribbon to that white wizard. It was on the other one, and that one died.
Dang, where was all the hard stuff in Topher? It was so easy.
Chaos for me was a little harder than because I didn't have the power bonk.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He hit hard too, and we had no defensive spells. I never found the defense sword, so.
So I had about 270-ish hit points, and Chaos critted me for about 270-ish hit points. I was down to 1 hit point.
Thanks, blessed RNG.
He fed the Titan.
Just to let you know, I fed the Titan. That's what I was saying. I got lucky. Good luck.
All the extra places that I checked never paid off. The mermaid floor was they were really just, they've been hitting Joker and Poogle up for all their cash because there's literally just money down there. All of those damn chests. Literally, I'm not even kidding.
What made you decide to check them? The mermaids. I never go up there anymore unless there's like an extreme circumstance, but
I went there first. I did Sea Shrine first, and I had literally nothing. So I figured if I found something there, that's one less spot I'd have to check.
yeah, that makes sense.
If I don't check the bottom half of Volcano because there's something there, then that's a time save because that's way faster, or as fast as just going through Sea Shrine.
Yeah, I guess that's good because like let's say the Mass Moon's up there, right? Then the chance of your opponent going there is not as likely as you for sure, so you might have that advantage, right?
Well, this just sucks. Now I have to try really hard next week. I was going to run Double Fighter. It would have been really beneficial, but not having the Black Mage was kind of the downfall because you had no fast charges and you had very few temper, and you didn't fight the power bomb, which really sucked. But yeah,
my chaos fight was much longer than yours. We were watching it. I was watching it there. You were hitting for like 700. I was hitting for like 130, I think. I think I used 3 or 4 Cure 4 charges in that fight.
yeah, he did hit hard, so he had to be safe in case
That's
he
why I
was
had the
back.
defense sword.
God, I wish I'd found that.
Defense sword, I think it was in Sky on the left side. And the first portal when
first
you get
floor,
up
left side. Yeah.
Did you find a second ribbon, or was I the
Yeah,
only one that had
I
two?
found 2. One was in the dwarf key lock, and the other one was top floor Sky on the right, I believe.
Okay, so yeah, you found the 2 I found. I was like, I don't think he's gonna check here, and I don't need a second ribbon, but it would have been nice. And there's one there. I was like, okay, bye.
The only reason I checked dwarf was because I found the Master Moon in the first key lock chest, so I was like, okay, I don't need to check them. But then I thought I should get the Excalibur just in case, for example, Chaos has a high defense or something, and I need to, when I restart, I need the Excalibur instead. But I'm pretty sure it has a higher crit rate than Master Moon, doesn't it?
It's 5% less, I think.
Oh, well, never mind then.
So, Papa, how did you feel the effect of the thief was? You gonna bring that again next time, or is that just something you were trying out?
I mean, I don't feel like it hurt me. The thief's really good, especially. I think if I had a full party, I would have put the power bonk on the thief with the katana with its attack and the crit rate on it. It's equivalent to the Mass Moon, I feel. I actually tested. I wanted to test it. Unfortunately, I got to test it today, and I had a really good time with it. In a pretty, rather difficult seed. We had really crazy unrunnables. Everything on the damn map had fire too, and so it was something that I tried, and I've been thinking about wanting to do, and I don't feel like it hurt me. I mean, this is really, really, really good time, and it's just unfortunate that he had a really, really, really good time too.
Yeah. So well played to both of you. Really good, good race, good time. So good performance from both of you, and I wish both of you the best of luck in your upcoming tournament matches.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to win Edge so that I don't have to sweat bullets in the 2-2 bracket, even though I already am.
Just stay in Tristle's Fight Club.
Okay, you stay up there. I'll be down here.
Well, thanks to commentators for doing that, and the tracker as well, and Speed Gaming. Thanks for letting us use your channel for this.
All right. Any final thoughts, Brott? You good?
Just really good race. The difference in that was literally 1 hit point, so it could have went either way. And just looking forward to next week and see what happens.
All right, Papafoiz, any final thoughts?
I predicted this outcome. I've had the unfortunate circumstances in this tournament to not only race great racers every single freaking week, but friends. And I don't like to race the friends. I'd rather face other people that I don't know. But I think, in all honesty, Brottster's probably one of the most slept on people in this tournament. And, we've known each other for a long time. Tournament 1, he was kind of my training buddy, and I predicted him in round 1 to beat Artea last tournament, and he came through for me. So, this is to me, this is like fighting another Minochi. There's no heart, I'm not upset losing to Brottster. He's definitely one of the top tier runners in this tournament. So, and he proved it today with the freaking 119. You jerk.
There were some kind words to the last one, but all the other ones I appreciate.
All right, Ice Blue. Any final thoughts?
No, you pretty much asked them all.
All right. So thank you again to Speed Gaming for hosting us. Thanks to Alligator Brett for doing the tracking. Awesome job as always. And so coming up next on Speed Gaming 2, we've got a Legend of Zelda Oracle Season Showcase race. And then on Speed Gaming 1, there is a Link to the Past randomizer race ongoing, followed by the Link to the Past No Major Glitches Championship race. So keep an eye out for that. On behalf of everyone for the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good one.